The economic recession is having an effect throughout Arizona. I took a trip down to Tombstone to show how tourism is keeping the town Too Tough to Die alive in these tough times.
Turn it, hit it. This is what they did.
Tombstone got started because a prospector got here after the Apaches got moved north. Ed Shefflin came down from northern Arizona with a group of Hualapai Indians that were on their way to Camp Huachuca to be scouts for the U.S. Army. So he would go out on his own. And the soldiers said, "What are you looking for?" He says, "I'm looking for silver and gold." And they said, "You're not going to find silver and gold." He said, "The Apache's going to kill you. All you're going to find is your tombstone."
If it wasn't for the silver mining, there sure wouldn't have been no tombstone.
And this Arizona town has been attracting attention ever since, taking visitors back to the Old West.
Well, Tombstone's one of my favorite stories and movies. Probably seen it more than 50 times. So we decided to come out here and visit it.
One of the places most tourists visit while in Tombstone is the historic Crystal Palace. It has been attracting attention since it opened in 1879 and is the only bar and restaurant left in town despite economic downturn.
A lot of the other folks here in town say that they've seen a decline in business because of the economy, but the Crystal Palace seems to be doing well.
Perhaps one of the things that makes the Crystal Palace successful is its special ghost hunting tours.
So it's a 2-hour paranormal, interactive paranormal investigation. So we have all the ghost hunting equipment that you see on TV, like on Ghost Hunters. I've seen cups fly off the wall by themselves. I've heard boot steps in here after the bar is closed and no one else is in here except for myself and the bartenders.
If history is any indication, Tombstone will continue to thrive for many years to come. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Katie Pavlich.
The recession has also hit southern Arizona's most historic church, the San Javier Mission. State budget cuts have put a stop to restoration efforts, leaving part of Arizona's history covered in dust and soot. Reporter Megan Neighbor tells us more.
San Javier Mission's East Tower stands in stark contrast to the newly renovated West Tower. What used to be limestone coating the outside of the East Tower was replaced with concrete early in the 20th century. Now, water seeps underneath the thin exterior, damaging the adobe brick.
Mark has the line, of course. That's why.
Architect Bob Vint had hopes of restoring the East Bell Tower this spring, but they diminished when the mission's source of funding dried up.
Unfortunately, this Phoenix contingent in the state legislature raided the Heritage Fund and swept the grant money into the general fund. So we lost a matching grant that was going to support the continuation of the restoration of the East Tower.
But Vince says construction hasn't come to a complete halt.
Instead of working on the East Tower, we've taken on a smaller project, which is the restoration of the East Arcade outside the sacristy. And that structure was built in the early 1800s.
Over the past 2 decades, the Patronato, a nonprofit that helps raise funds for the mission, has aided in renovating the West Bell Tower and the church's interior. The removal of soot and oil paints has exposed the White Dove's most colorful murals, many of which the Tohono O'odham people hand-painted.
The art is of traditional Catholic icons, Virgin Mary and different saints, but they're using their own hand and creating a hybrid cultural product.
But it's not just the paintings that bring San Javier to life, it's the mission's atmosphere.
Every time I go inside the church, I see something new. Every time I light up a candle for a friend or for family, it's always, a surprise.
Like many of the church's parishioners, Benitez says he prays for the funding of the church's renovations. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Megan Neighbor.
Now to Olivia Gransback and Megan Wallace for a look at Borderlands culture.
Thank you, Katie. Welcome to the Borderlands Culture segment of Arizona Cat's Eye. I'm Olivia Gransback.
And I'm Megan Wallace. What started out as a school music class dedicated to mariachi music has now grown into a group of over 70 performers, all hoping to wow guests at Tucson's 27th International Mariachi Conference. Shay Steinberg shows us how local mariachi enthusiasts keep the tradition alive.
After growing up in a family mariachi group, Davis Elementary music instructor Jaime Valenzuela took over the general music class after his father retired. Davis Elementary, a dual immersion school, integrates mariachi into their language program. 75% of the students play music, 70 of them in mariachi.
We have a lot of Anglos in, and that's the big part of tying in the dual language program into mariachi is a big tool for that. That's our backbone for that school.
Jaime decided to take the top performers and form Mariachi Tesoro. a group of students ages 9 to 16. Tesor's trumpet player Conrad Duarte has been playing since the 2nd grade. He says he chose mariachi because of his family's long history of musicians.
My cousins are still in a mariachi group right now, I hope to, get older and stay in it.
Mariachi music began in Mexico in the early 1800s. Today, the style is a worldwide phenomenon with groups spanning the globe. University of Arizona sociology professor Celestino Fernandez studied the history and cultural importance of mariachi music.
When you see this image of the mariachi, everybody thinks Mexico. And so that tradition is deep within, it's part of culture that defines itself as Mexicano.
A traditional mariachi group includes 5 instruments: violin, trumpet, vihuela, guitar al golpe, guitarrón, and occasionally a harp. Back at Davis Elementary, Valenzuela says it's not just about the music and the instruments. It's about the impact it has on the students and how they see their peers.
The kids say, oh, well, she can do it, I'm going to do it too. And that's a big part of Davis.
For Valenzuela, Tesoro isn't just a job. To him, it's his second family.
These kids are my pride and joy. They've always been my pride and joy, and they make me want to teach mariachi even more.
For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Shay Steinberg.
From Mexico to Cuba to New York, salsa dancing is a cultural tradition that brings people together. Raimundo Galvez introduces us to some university students who are keeping salsa alive here in Tucson.
Salsa is like a mixture of a lot of different variety of songs. You have LA style, for example, LA style they do it like 1, 2, 3, it's like a basic linear style. New York style where they dance on 2 rather than like, so LA style it's going to look like this, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Whereas New York style it's going to look like this, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So we do Cuban style. This is Cuban style, so where we open up on 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Basically what we do in here, you can see the people dance in circle. It's called Rueda de Casino. For me, it's just a passion. I love it.
The club itself is meant to do is to spread the love of salsa throughout the U of A community and the community of Tucson at large. There is a good mix actually of university students as well as community members. So I think it's a good opportunity for people of different cultures as well as different age groups to actually interact.
Like almost like 60% of the students are from university and 40% is community. So the main purpose of this, our club, is to promote salsa for mostly, I'm an Indian, I'm not here, so this is a culture. You see like every other person here is different.
We have a very diverse group, so we get to experience it with other cultures. So it brings awareness more than anything. Brings people together, the community and the students.
Coming up next, a new and untraditional sport has come to Tucson. Stick around to find out what it is.
Local recyclers are keeping their trash out of the bins and are creating art with it. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Bree Goen shows us different ways to make recycling easy and fun.
Blue Barrel Recycling collects newspapers, cardboard, plastic bottles, and other items to provide more recycling capacity for local residents. University of Arizona psychology and communication major Mallory Deeney and her roommates used the Blue Barrel.
We got the recycling bins like right after we moved in, basically, because we just thought, why not make it just part of our daily lives.
Anyone can recycle, but Tucsonians with a more creative side recycle colorful trash, glass, and wood into trendy original pieces of art. Pop Cycle Shop, located on 4th Avenue, creates one-of-a-kind art, accessories, unique gifts, and even furniture from recycled materials, reused products, and refurbished goods.
This is just picking it up and going, wow, this is a piece of trash, and I'm going to make it something fun or new or useful.
Pop Cycle shoppers find innovative designs from all over the world, including magazines turned into magnets, old license plates, and jewelry pieces made from old board games. Another Tucson shop helps the environment in 3 ways. Bicycle Inter-Community Action and Salvage, also known as BICAs, collects old, broken-down bikes, parts, and frames, and then recycles them to build functional bikes. BICAs promotes bicycle use for a healthier environment, and they teach visitors how to repair, maintain, and restore bicycles.
Teaching people how to fix their bikes as much as helping people get bicycles, because that seems to have almost a more tremendous impact on bicycle use.
Recycling means more than saving reusable goods. Local, creative recyclers make recycling trendy, educational, and this town more eco-friendly. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Bree Goen.
If you're interested in purchasing goods made from recycled products, stop by Pop Cycle Shop on 4th Avenue.
If you think roller derby is only popular with adults, think again. Tucson is now home to Derby Brats, the world's first youth fast-track roller derby league. Reporter Kathy McCarthy shows us how these young girls roll.
It's a group of young girls learning the sport of roller derby.
I think roller derby is like my favorite sport that I've ever been in. I like skating. It's my favorite thing to do.
I think the Derby Brats is a great thing. I think that it gets a lot of the younger girls involved at a much younger age and gets them interested and just helps move them up as they get older.
It teaches good sportsmanship. It teaches them how to work as a team, which we're still learning. But it teaches them individual skills, but it also teaches them team skills. As far as what draws these girls to the sport, it's hard to say. I think for every individual, it's an individual choice. There's something in the sport that they just find that fits them. You know, you get bumps and bruises, and sometimes you fall in a way that you don't want to fall, but it just happens. And but you go home and you ice it, you come back the next day. For the girls that you see tonight, they just find something about it and they love it and they keep coming back.
What started as an exercise regimen for police officers has now become an exercise phenomenon for all. CrossFit is a high-intensity weightlifting exercise designed for all weight levels. Reporter Tracy Noir shows us how some Tucsonians are breaking a sweat.
CrossFit is a fitness training program where we take functional movements and we do them at intensity. We'll set up a workout program of maybe 3 rounds, squats, sprints, push-ups, pull-ups.
It's metabolic conditioning, cardiovascular, strength. It's everything. It's hardcore. It's as hard as it's going to get for a workout.
I got into it about 2.5 years ago, and I was following the main WODs on the main website, and then I found out about affiliate in Tucson. Decided to come out here with my buddy and check it out.
There's a lot of energy here. Since we're all doing the same workout, we all have the same goals to get the same workout accomplished.
As hard as you make it, if you push yourself, it's gonna be hard work. But if you take it easy, anything in life, you take it easy, it's easy. But
everyone sticks around and cheers you on and gets all fired up.
I love it. Everyone here is a big family. We all support each other. You know, everyone's here to get better at themselves and get more fit and reach personal goals along with, you know, long-term goals of health and fitness.